Did you cover Texas putting a vigilante bounty on women who get abortions? I mean, this sounds like an insane story. This sounds like something that they may have misconstrued. You know what I mean? It seems like I don't think you can do that. All over the country, restrictive abortion bans have become the new, are being introduced. And Texas bill goes one step further by incentivizing individuals to enforce the law with a $10,000 or more award for anyone who successfully sues someone providing. Oh yeah, this is so psychotic. Never mind, this is real. When you say bounty, my mind instantly goes to like Dog the Bounty Hunter. Like because yes, I remember this. This is real. Sorry. When you said bounty, I thought you meant like not like a hackathon bounty. You know what I mean? But instead like Dog the Bounty Hunter. Like right here, brother. This got a fucking abortion. It's like breaking through the door of a 14-year-old girl who like secretly had to go get an abortion. It's like, you're under arrest, bitch. You're coming with me. That's what I thought. It's not like that. The state has put a bounty on the head of any person or entity who so much as gives the patient money for an abortion after 6 weeks of pregnancy before most people know they are pregnant. Nancy Northrup, president and CEO of the Center for Reproductive Rights, said in a statement to Elle, worst, it will intimidate loved ones from providing support for fear of being sued. Here is the heartbeat bill that this psycho put forward, banning abortions the moment an unborn child's heartbeat begins.
Millions of children lose their right to life every year because of abortion. In Texas, we work to save those lives. And that's exactly what the Texas legislature did this session. They worked together on a bipartisan basis to pass a bill that I'm about to sign that ensures that the life of every unborn child who has a heartbeat will be saved from the ravages of abortion. I want to thank the
Texas is so hot, dude. Also, you wouldn't know looking at these fools over here, you would not know that Texas is a remarkably diverse state. Like you would think that Texas is Iowa looking at this background here, okay? Except their population, their demographics numbers are not like Iowa. It's like 70% white, including a lot of like white Hispanics in that number as well. They're not. Hold on. Let me give you what the since 1970, Texas has gotten significantly less white. In 1970, Texas was 86.8% white. Now it's 70.4% white. That includes white Hispanics too. Non-Hispanic whites are only 41% of the population. Non-Hispanic whites in Texas are only 41% of the population. The black population has lowered. The Asian population has increased a lot. The native population has increased, and other has increased. I don't know what the fuck's going on there. I don't know what other is going to be here, but anyway, yeah. So a lot of Hispanic whites live in Texas, but you wouldn't really get that. You wouldn't really get that looking at this demographic makeup right here. You would be like, oh, Texas, you know, kind of like Iowa.
The entire legislature, both Republicans and Democrats, for stepping up to stand for life. And I want to thank the lead authors of this.
I love when they put the women in the front too, because it's like, come on, ladies, this is about your pussies. Come on, get up front there, sugar. Show us what you got, hot stuff. Come on. It's like the same energy as having the all four like black representatives front and center on like a crime bill. You know what I mean? It's like, I know why you did that. We all know why you did that. Look at the entire fucking room, dog. Tumblr was right. Yeah, exactly. I'm a misogynist for making fun of what Republicans very deliberately do, which is use like the handful of white women to severely restrict women's autonomy over their own bodies. This is what misogyny is. God, Texas is so fucking whack. I'm sorry for all the people that live in Texas. Like, I'm sorry that that's happening to you. Okay, I hope you can figure it out.
And also want to thank all of the
like, if you're this excited to fucking ban abortion, you're such a scumbag, dude. What the fuck?
Life groups who join with us here today, but also who worked tirelessly during the course of the session to make sure this bill got passed, and for everything they do to cultivate a culture of life in Texas. I want to thank the Lieutenant Governor and the Speaker also for their leadership in this effort. Now, we're about to make it law.
Wow, what an exciting picture here. It wasn't enough to severely restrict and limit the amount of like reproductive health service places in Texas in the entire state, which of course, every single time we have this conversation, I gotta like remember and repeat it to you guys. 90% of abortions happen in the first trimester, and it's a very easy procedure, okay? You go to a doctor, you consult a doctor at a fucking Planned Parenthood, they give you a pill, and it's literally just a heavy flow period, okay? You take a pill and then you just pee it out, okay? Heavy flow period. That's what a miscarriage in the first trimester looks like, okay? So for all the people who are like, oh my God, you're murdering the life. No. Well, it hurts a shit ton more than that. LMAO. Okay, shut up. It's not pee, OMG low. I'm joking, dude. Yes, it's not pee. Just stop. Let me fucking trivialize this. Shut the fuck up. Aside from the religious angle, do you think Republicans do this so they can have a higher population rates of poor white communities, thus more votes in the future? The abortion restrictions are exclusively just like religious bullshit. Exclusively. It's about punishing women for having sex, because women should never have sex unless it's, you know, to have a child. It's puritanical as fuck. It's also about enforcing like religious rules on an entire population in an effort to appease the evangelical base, to make it seem like they're actually doing something. These are easy things that they can do, despite the fact that the overwhelming majority of the American population is in support of safe, free, accessible abortions, especially in the first trimester, and not necessarily banning it after the first trimester. Some women say they aren't concerned about overturning of Roe because Republicans don't want to lose that carrot and stick for their base. Do you think this is valid or naive? It's not some women. I've said that. I've literally said that, because it doesn't matter. Overturning Roe v. Wade doesn't matter. You want to know why? You can say I'm a misogynist all day, because it's already fucking overturned in every goddamn state, dude. Like, in most red states, they already have made it so that it's like virtually fucking impossible to get an abortion. And in ways that you don't even recognize, that the media doesn't even cover. Like in Oklahoma, there's a network of private hospitals that are Christian. If you ever get a fucking abortion and that's on your record, they will literally no longer help you. So you're just locked out of an entire network of Christian hospitals in the entire fucking state. Fun fact, nearly the entire state is a network of Christian hospitals. So what are you going to do? So there are no good reasons for restricting abortions in this way, because we all know, and it's been proven time and time again, that because the woman has full control over her own body, like a lack of access to reproductive health services that offer abortion only means more back alley abortions. That's why abortion activists, that's why, you know, pro-choice activists will oftentimes show the coat hanger. You know what I mean? In their minds, people are murdering babies. No logic will change their minds. I mean, you can make the libertarian argument, dude. You can make the libertarian argument to be like, look, if someone is invading your fucking house, you have the right to terminate them. You know what I mean? This is more severe than your house. This is like literally your own body. You should have autonomy over your own body. Oh no, an unexpected responsibility, time to kill it. Okay, my friend, you are 14 years old. You've never even gotten pussy, and you're in my fucking chat talking about having a child grow inside of you as though it's like an unexpected responsibility. Like, it's not just an unexpected responsibility. Do you understand? Like, it's significantly more than that. It's not like, oh my God, oops, I didn't realize I had homework due tomorrow, you dumb fuck. Take care of the problem, kill the fetus baby. Well, no one believes that the fetus is actually a fucking baby, dude. And here's why. If you had 1,000 fucking fertilized eggs on the one side in a burning hospital and one fucking actually full-blown baby that's out of the pussy on the other side, you would never literally be like, oh my God, I gotta save all of those eggs that are being fertilized at the moment. That's 100 lives, dude. You would save the fucking baby, because that's a fucking baby. And the other is a different thing. There's a cluster of cells. You know what I mean? No one is going, oh my God, but that's 100 fucking lives, dude. We gotta save 100 lives there. Like, no, you don't believe that. I feel like the woman should get an abortion, but it's not that hard to take birth control or use a condom. Dude, again, you are literally not, like, it's so obvious that you are not a woman. Whenever people say it's not that hard to fucking take birth control or use a condom, it's like, you're clearly not a lady, okay? Or worse than that, you haven't even talked to a woman ever in your fucking life about this, because like, birth control is fucking horrible. There are a lot of people who can't take birth control, okay? It fucks their body up. It's not as simple as like, oh, I'm just taking a pill and oh, no longer am I having a period, no more babies. It's a situation that you fully cannot comprehend. It's expensive. It fucks your hormones up. You start getting acne. Your emotions are out of fucking whack. Like, there are legitimate medical reasons as to why people can't take birth control to begin with. Even when you wear a condom, there's still, you know, there's still a likelihood that you could still get pregnant. Like, it's not, none of this is 100%. And even when you have that hormone, those hormones pumped in your body, you could still absolutely have a pregnancy. You can still be pregnant. The real problem is that the law as applied will only restrict poor people's access, rich people travel. Yeah, 100%. The worst part about this is that in this room, statistically speaking, in this room, there's people that have gotten abortions. Obviously, it's overwhelmingly men in that room. So I don't mean like the men literally got abortions, but there is no shot that there aren't homies in here that had their daughter get an abortion, maybe even by force, or have their spouses get an abortion, have their mistresses get an abortion. That's why these fucking pieces of shit always get caught. It's like always a self-report, dude. Yeah, Tim Murphy, anti-abortion rep Tim Murphy resigns after
and his sex scandal.
What ended up getting another abortion was Tim Murphy's fucking congressional career. What? Texas just passed a bill that teaches schools of the KX3 isn't morally wrong? What? There's absolutely 0% chance that this is actually... What? There's no way, dude. What the fuck is going on? This has to be like clickbait, right? I just don't understand. Okay, we'll talk about that in a second. Recently, there was a decision that in a Texas court that rendered new Daca applicants, I guess that basically ended the Daca program for new applicants. Daca, for those of you who are unaware, are dreamers, okay? This is a program that was instituted under the Obama administration for children who came to the United States of America alongside their parents as children. They had no autonomy. They had no control. They basically came to the United States. They were like 2 years old all the way to 16. We have dreamers in the audience as well, or DACA recipients in the audience as well. Deferred Action on Childhood Arrival is the full name for it. But a Texas judge has ordered that the federal government is going to stop granting new DACA applications. Now, of course, the federal government is going to push back on this, but it is a profoundly popular program, absolutely inhumane and cruel to try to stop it. After a federal judge in Texas ruled Friday that deferred action for childhood arrivals, a program that allows certain immigrants to temporarily avoid deportation and receive renewable work permits, is illegal, and ordered the Biden administration to stop granting new applications. Judge Andrew Hanen, the fucking heinous ghoul, his order won't affect current DACA recipients who have the 2-year renewable work permits. These rulings do not resolve the issue of hundreds of thousands of DACA recipients and others who have relied upon this government for almost a decade. Hanen's order says that reliance has not diminished and may, in fact, have increased over time. The ruling stems from the 2018 lawsuit filed by Texas Attorney General Ken Paxton and 8 other states against the federal argument. The complaint argues that Texas and other states face irreparable harm because they bear extra costs for providing healthcare, education, and law enforcement protection to DACA recipients. What extra cost, you dumb fuck? Seriously. Now, DACA has rigorous and difficult to abide by standards. Like, this is conditional short-term citizen, like kind of citizenship, like conditional citizenship for the short term, despite the fact that it's extremely popular. And the idea that every DACA recipient should be fast-tracked to get amnesty and full-blown naturalized citizenship is also incredibly popular. Like, we're talking 90%, dude. Like, not like some Americans think that this is a bad idea. Like, no, if you are anti-DACA, you are a fucking demon. Like, there's no two ways about it. Like, that's just it. You're a bad person. I will straight up say that. You are a horrible monster. There are, of course, more than 600,000 DACA recipients, including 101,970 in Texas, which has the second most DACA recipients in the country after California, according to the U.S. Citizenship and Immigration Services. Remember, these are kids who came here that, in most instances, don't even speak the language of their, the country they came from, don't understand that culture. They're like American, they came here, they live here their entire lives, and all of a sudden their immigration status or their citizenship is in limbo. They also have to either be in high school or work. They have to have a clean criminal record, no blemishes at all. Otherwise, you're not eligible for the DACA program. So, like, these are, I would even go so far as to say, like, too strenuous and too rigid. They probably speak Spanish. You're just made that up. You fucking dingus. Especially because, like, DACA isn't just for Latin American countries either. But, yeah, good one, dude. Nice self-report, though. Adalin Stormlight. I wonder what this fucking LARPer, Nordic rune-loving Nazi piece of shit has to say about this. Should we bring in more low-wage laborers so that big business can remain solvent and won't collapse into smaller business organizations? That's how you think the world works, you fucking dumb shit? Why are DACA recipients low-wage workers first and foremost? There are a ton of DACA kids in my fucking audience right now that are doing significantly better than you in this current marketplace. You're just jealous. That's why, because you're pathetic. And you're a fucking loser. And you've never accomplished anything in your life. And you just want to limit the competition, right? You want to limit the competition. I would deport Nazis and bring in as many DACA kids or as many fucking immigrants as possible. They want it harder. They worked harder to be here. They love America more than you. Suck my cock. The program has survived previous court rulings. Trump administration had to put an end to the program before a Supreme Court ruling a year ago that allowed the federal government to continue it. Like, it's just the most cruel thing you can fucking do. It's absolutely the most cruel thing you can do to, like, what are you going to do? Deport these, like, people that are no longer even kids anymore, but, like, deport these individuals that have been here their entire lives that like probably didn't even know that they're not fully American, I guess, until later on in their lives. They pay taxes, they work, they do everything. And then what? You're just going to deport them to fucking like Guatemala if they're from Guatemala, for example. They don't know anything about Guatemala. They might not even have family there. In a lot of instances, you can't speak the language. Like, you're just going to fucking deport them, dude? That is so insanely cruel, especially when like it's not a burden at all. So I wanted to talk about that. But then also I found out that there is a Texas Senate bill that dropped teaching requirement that Ku Klux Klan is morally wrong, and also eliminated requirements that included the writings of Martin Luther King Jr., United Farm Workers leader Cesar Chavez, and the suffragist Susan B. Anthony. You know, in other news, that's the way you defeat critical race theory, by just doing critical racism theory. I hate this fucking, I hate Texas so much. I'm sorry, boys. I love the top of the hour ad breaks that come in, but I absolutely despise Texas legislators. Like, they're such fucking relentless scumbags, dude.
News this Friday, dozens of Texas House Democrats remain in our nation's capital, urging Congress to pass federal voting legislation. A bill banning critical race theory in Texas classrooms passed the Texas Senate here in Austin today. This would apply to Texas public schools, kindergarten through high school. Critical race theory is an academic discipline exploring the idea that the concept of race was created to suppress groups of people, and that in the United States, several systems, from slavery to the modern day legal system, are inherently racist because they were created to maintain racial superiority. Mineola Republican Senator Brian Hughes says the bill would require a broad framework, but doesn't affect what is taught, creates a civics training program for teachers, and prohibits teachers from being compelled to talk about current events or controversial issues, among other things. Those against the bill argue that the bill would brush aside or whitewash history.
Our classrooms.
I mean, that's the entire point of most teachings in the South about the Civil War, okay? That's the whole point. This is what the Daughters of the Confederacy very openly and actively engaged in, and successfully.
Should be places for fostering a diverse and fact-based discussion of various perspectives. They're not for planting seeds for a divisive political agenda.
This legislation, while well-intentioned, unduly would restrict important but challenging conversations that otherwise should occur in classrooms. My opinion is based partly on the testimony of teachers who testified about the unnecessary pressure, intimidation, and uncertainty it would create for them. Trust our teachers, one testified.
That from the Senate floor today. The bill passed on an 18-4 vote in the...
Are these things passing as a result of Dems fleeing the state? Democrats are not fleeing Texas. What? Are you insane? Texas is... No, these things are actually passing because of the exact opposite of what you just said. Because Democrats are coming into the state. So Texas is like literally trying as hard as they can to make sure that no... Oh, House Democrat. Oh, the state reps. Oh, yeah. The lawmakers. I thought you meant like Democrats in general are leaving Texas, when it's just the exact opposite. But these kinds of actions are being done as a retaliation to Austin's growth, and as a retaliation to Texas turning blue, the fears that Texas might turn blue. That's the reason. 100% true. I live in the South, and I learned more about Jim Crow laws than from you about Jim Crow laws in my whitewash history books. So many people learned about the Tulsa Massacre here for the first time ever when I first covered it. I remember people being shocked that this was like a thing that happened. Here's why Governor Abbott added critical race theory to the special session. He doesn't want our kids to learn that white supremacy is morally wrong. You read that right. We must trust our teachers. We must defend our classrooms. The history of white supremacy, including but not limited to the institution of slavery, the eugenics movement, and the Ku Klux Klan, and the ways in which it is morally wrong. The measure slices out more curriculum requirements from an already restrictive Texas education law passed last month as part of conservatives' fear-mongering about critical race theory. I think they should just forcibly make teachers instill the Nazi doctrine. Like, just talk about how white people are superior in every way genetically, you know, teach kids about phronology. Fuck it, dude. Go balls to the wall. Like, can you imagine being like, teachers can't fucking teach that the KKK was bad? Like, a white supremacist terror organization was like morally wrong, evil, indecent. Fuck it, dude. And then it's pretty funny because people are like, what do you mean Republicans are racist? Like, well, why are you doing such racist things all the time? Like, this is just a thing that a racist person would do. Like, there's no two ways about it. This is actually a thing that a very racist person would do. Not like somewhat a racist person. Like, a very racist person would be like, no, we got to take that out, brother. We got to take that shit out. You can fucking cry about how you're not racist. You're not racist. It's critical race theory is bad. It's bad. It's bad all day fucking long. But no, you are a gigantic, bigoted piece of shit. You are fucking terrified of the world changing around you. And you think that, like, you know, if our children learn the right history of the United States of America with all of its negative consequences as well as the positives, that, you know, they would no longer be susceptible to your constant racial agitprop. It's disgusting. Hasan, why do you live in a red state? I'm curious. I just want an answer. Don't flame or ban me. Yes, I live in the red state of California. It's true. Tim Pool confirmed. Donald Trump did win the state of California. By red state, I think you mean California, which of course is like one of the most annoying neoliberal shitholes on the planet. Like, I hate the California liberalism. California liberalism is basically let the big tech disruptors do whatever the fuck they want, roll over everyone. Make sure that the housing market is constantly growing in areas so that people get priced out of the housing market over and over again. Have a fuck ton of vacant homes when there's people dying on the fucking street. But hey, unlike the Republicans, we don't want to advocate to murder the homeless folk directly or like push them away until they fucking die in the outskirts of the city. But instead, we let them eat the trash and live in fucking tents right outside of your fucking houses on the sidewalk. And then they fight each other in the middle of the street in the middle of the night. And then, you know, the ethical thing to do is just look away. That's the Democrat idea. That's the ethical democratic approach to solving the homelessness crisis, is just like, you know, let them do whatever the fuck, dude. Fuck it. Who cares? Let them fucking eat trash and live in fucking tents. Great. Bro, is their right to live in tents? Fuck off, dude. I mean, it's their right to live in tents. No, motherfucker. They should live in houses, okay? There should be public fucking housing. It's so disgusting that we treat human beings like this. We're just like, yeah, just fucking literally live in a tent city as your mental health slowly deteriorates, as you get addicted to drugs. And the original reason why you were homeless to begin with was because either you were a veteran and you had untreated mental health problems, and then it spiraled out of fucking control, or you were priced out of the housing market, so you couldn't rent anymore, but you still had a job at Starbucks, so you were doing it out of your fucking car. And now, 5 years down the line, your friends don't want you to couch surf anymore, so you're living in a fucking tent and you're doing heroin in the middle of a goddamn street and pissing and shitting on a fucking sidewalk, dude. And people literally look at you like you're filth. Incredible stuff. What an incredibly fucking a beautiful communist utopia we live in here in California. I love that.
I'm on a phone. Bear with me. Sorry, guys.
Oh, this is tech, Dan. Take note of this shit.
I know. I'm really sorry. Just watch this clip right here.
Have you guys ever heard of Cussy? No. I don't know why. I was in Hoscourt. Oh my god. Hasan has this thing called it's called